right, hello. 22 of live drawing. We're still on the road to finishing Undersea Hero. Tonight we're going to be working on page 44. It's actually 44. I know it says 43, but we're on page 44. We have just a giant wall of KRILL Force. KRILL Force has been unleashed by the correlator. You can see on this is the previous page that we finished. Undersea Hero gets his advice from Radio Bear, and then we see that the correlator is just excited that he's going to be unleashing KRILL Force. He built this out. That's KRILL Force, and then we have the page turn, which is ever so important. And then we have just this giant wall of krill, and we have a little silhouette figure of the correlator just to give it some scale. So we put some like little shrimpies in front of him, and we got all kinds of, like, for people who don't know what krill are, they're like tiny little shrimp. So these are little fellas that they have their little helmets, they have little weapons, little shrimp weapons, and yeah, it's an ambitious page, but it's really important and pivotal for it to be overwhelming. I actually want in the reading experience this to be like impossible to take in. So when you get to that point in the story, when we go from page 40, 42, no, 43 to 44, which is on the, that side of the page, we then have the next big splash page, which is I don't know, I don't want to give it away, so it's a big moment for the story. So this is our foreground, which I tend to think of as like a very Kirby thing to do, is that you have a character in the foreground either interacting with the viewer or coming towards the viewer in some way. It's one of those mechanics where you'll see like in the New Gods, you'll see one of Darkseid's, the Hunger Dogs, looking, at the viewer or some such. So anytime he would have like a big wall of like just characters, he would generally have one that's interacting with the viewer. And I remember talking with Howard Chaykin at one point, hey Desiree, about the participatory nature of the viewer in the comic book reading experience, and that you can have the interactivity without breaking the fourth wall, but acknowledging that the reader is a participant in the story, sort of a tongue-in-cheek way. But yes, I believe, as stated in the description, that this page will be the world record page for the most battle-garbed shrimp ever drawn on a single sheet of paper, for which I will make myself some sort of sash to wear, if not a sash, some sort of medal, like the one that Chewbacca did not get at the end of Star Wars. Very large medal for most battle-garbed shrimp ever on a single page. But tomorrow is U.S. Thanksgiving, for those who celebrate. One of the good things about KRILL Forces is they don't really look like krill. If you ever look up what krill look like, they're just little sea bugs. Little sea shrimp. Sorry if I'm not super chatty tonight. I'm dealing with another migraine. Those things just seem been hitting me lately. I had to go to the dentist yesterday, and they put I had to get a crown done, and they put a temporary one in. So I had that happen yesterday after a pretty stressful day at work. But them's the breaks. Got some family coming down to visit for Thanksgiving. So do some cooking. We are not a turkey household, so I don't know if everyone in the stream is a turkey household, but we decided a long time ago that if we didn't want to eat turkey, we didn't have to eat turkey. My parents actually were the ones that broke the turkey cycle. We pretty much only ate turkey when we went to visit other family. Gotta fix the lighting. I just kind of roughed these things in when I was really tired the other day. I did finish a big painting at work today that was of one of the new boats for the Steamship Authority. Hey Ben, how are you? Back when I used to do oil paintings, anytime I finished a big painting, I would just immediately go to bed. Didn't matter what time of day it was. Could sleep for hours after finishing a painting. Just takes so much out of me. Maybe that's what caused my headache today. I don't know. There's not really any wrong way to draw a krill force as long as you get their little helmet and their sash. I think you can make the shrimp look however you want if you're ever drawing them at home on your own. Desiree, so you get your Dodgers signed another pitcher, signed Blake Snell. Seems like they have an endless supply of money to sign players, which hey, good on them. They've become the New York Yankees in terms of player acquisition. There's seemingly unlimited number of krill to draw on this page, so we'll just keep moving right along. The only rule I kind of had with these is I wanted them all to be like really excited to be, going into battle. So like all the expressions had to be like amped up a little. It's kind of like when I was in school and everybody was getting ready for like the big game or whatever. Congratulations to the Nantucket high schoolers for winning the Island Cup this year. Desiree asked if that's a yacht thing. It's the high school football matchup between Nantucket High School and Martha's Vineyard High School. They play every year. They are rivals. It's the kids that this year and this year they actually had the game at Fenway Park, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's 2 islands off of Cape Cod. Their 2 high schools play each other in football, and actually their other sports play each other too. But the Island Cup is just for the varsity football, and then they have other cups for the other sports like soccer and lacrosse, I think, field hockey. Desiree said, we have a big high school football rivalry in SoCal, Garfield versus Roosevelt. This year they played at SoFi Stadium. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, last year I actually went to the game. It was on Nantucket. And I did some drawings for the Steamship Authority. Just of the festivities, and then the kids they provide the transportation. So like obviously they have to go via boat everywhere. So they rode the Steamship Authority boat to and from the games. Just keep drawing little shrimp till the paper is completely full. I've actually been looking at some of the Black Friday deals of getting a new computer. So I know HP and Dell both have some sales going on for computers that are much faster than the one I currently have, so could make for a better stream having better hardware. So maybe less tinny voice situations, or God forbid the video be a little better because my computer's faster. I know I need to get faster internet, but maybe it will be a little better. I don't know. But it's past time I got a new computer. Looking at one with like 32 gigs of RAM. There was one that had 64, like a Dell Alienware gaming computer. I was looking at that one too. It had 64 gigs of RAM. Let's give him a little knife. He's got his KRILL FORCE sash. They all wear little sashes that say KRILL FORCE on them. And then they have their little arms. My current computer has 16 gigs of RAM, so needs to at least be better than that. It's a Dell. I've always had good luck with their customer service and everything, their returns and stuff. I'm not a tech geek by any stretch of the imagination, so if anybody has any recommendations other than get a Mac, I'm all ears. Like I said, I'm sorry for the less chattiness. I was actually laying in bed before I came on here because of the headache. So we'll see how far we get. You know, if we can put in 45 minutes or so, I think we should try. I don't know if KRILL Force will catch on as anything more than just kind of a funny little story bit, but I actually did have some ideas for like some backup stories of the members of KRILL Force. I don't think they could ever support their own story narrative for very long, but little gags I think would be very, very doable. My buddy Jay and I were talking about doing a second stream and having it be just on YouTube. As we know, my buddy Jay is not generally a G-rated interview. And we could make it so that it was not open to like kids or whatever. when this gets shrunk down to like comic book size, you're not going to even be able to tell what's going on in like the vast background that'll be here. I'm gonna have some even smaller ones that are just like little silhouettes even further away. Look like just like little specks. The little specks. I don't think I've ever drawn this many characters on a page before. I've had pages where I've had to draw like 100 characters before. I don't know. This is gonna be. I think this will be more. Like by the time. You can see KRILL Force gets out of control here. That's right. Arg, attack. Yes, exactly. I mean, we've had this giant build-up to the unleashing of KRILL Force, so we have to have just a giant page, a wall of Krill. That includes like some of the teeny tiny little Krill in the far, far background. And the one figure that's on here is the correlator. It's just this one silhouette that'll be right here on the right third of the page, where you just see him with his arms up. Turn the light on. It is on. This is my shorthand for like the little shrimp tails. So it kind of bends forward like that. We have one little leg like that. The other leg come down like this. It'll be pointed this way to give it a little more. Erase this part. Hey Michael, how are you? Good to see you, man. Thanks for popping in on our pre-Thanksgiving KRILL FORCE stream here. It's not even Undersea Hero, really. Like, it's in Undersea Hero, but he's nowhere near this page. I feel like the sash is the underutilized design element from cartoons of old. I mean, the obvious one being Mayor Quimby, but need to make this leg a little meatier since he's closer to the camera. Tail goes in front of that leg. Tail, tail, tail. You know, like the little shrimp fan on a tail, or like a lobster. Michael says his comic strip book is printed and with me. If you're interested, you can mail it to me. Looking for input. Yeah, I'd be happy to look at it. If you want to save a copy, you could just email me the like a low res PDF or whatever. But whatever you want to do, I'm happy to look at it for you. But congratulations. Books in hand is a special thing. I tell you, when I get these books in my hand, I'm going to be celebrating immensely. This has been quite an undertaking. I think we'll all celebrate. We'll just take a stream to goof off. Excuse me. We're going to try our darndest to make it to 9 o'clock. Got my anti-migraine glasses on, but they are not doing the job. Ugh. Keep on. Cool. Yeah, just will. I think you have my email, but I can DM it to you after the stream. Excuse me. Now, does anybody have any big plans for or traditions for Thanksgiving? Do we have a Friendsgiving? We have a couple of friends that do that. Actually, like during the weekend. Just don't really do anything on the day of except take the day off. Going to a friend's house, nice. Ryan says he's going to his mom's. Victor Noto is going to be there. My mom let me invite him and his wife too. Cool. Big party over at the Bryan household. It absolutely will be a tick collector. Thanksgiving between you and Victor. You should call Bob. You can FaceTime with him. And you'll have the most tick on one Thanksgiving phone call ever, probably. Another world record. Shady asked a question, a drawing question. We'll highlight that. Sorry, I didn't see it right away. Yeah, I'm new to drawing. How do you plan on taking out the blue out of the drawing, or do you plan on keeping it there? Oops. This is just like any other lead for a pencil. I can erase it. It just, see, you can just erase it. And there's actually blue underneath this, just HB lead here. I'm just comfortable with drawing with it. It's really an old technique that animators used for a long time. And because of the way computers are now, it's pretty obsolete. But again, like I said, I just got comfortable with it. So what it does is it gives me two tones in which to look at my drawing and make adjustments and try to make it better as I go. This is really the layout first pass pencil, the blue lead, and then I'll use just regular HB lead to make those drawing decisions that I've neglected on the first pass. It makes it so that when I go to ink, it's a tighter drawing that I'm inking. You can see right here, I'm just going back in and I'm making decisions and I'm making edits to things. Because when you ink a line, you're making a decision. And you only get really one crack at it. And this gives me like 3 cracks to try to get the right one. And to improve on it or look at it. And, sometimes I've started over because of it. So. Here, we'll pencil in this shrimp right here. And you can see where I made mistakes, and I can fix some of those things, or I just didn't make the decision is more accurate. Like I didn't pick the one line, I just kind of left a pile there, like a little smudgy bit. So I make that decision, execute that line, and then go back in here and clean it up. P. Garza says, awesome work. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. Michael says, anyone watching, if you could add a like to the stream, it would help Ian out getting his live streams out there for more people to see. Yeah, thank you, Mike. Yeah, I forget to even ask for that stuff. I'm not a professional streamer. I just pop on and hang out with my buddies. You'll find what works for you. I mean, you know, there's other artists in the stream. Like Michael's a good artist, and he draws very different than I do. Sometimes my buddy Jay's in the stream. Sometimes St. Pierre will show up, or Craig, or one of those guys, and we all draw differently. We've all learned differently. We've all had different teachers. We all use different gear, so there is a difference. Oops, you couldn't see what I was drawing. Sorry about that. I was drawing this little shrimp hand right here. But you see, I still have to keep making decisions, like that little line there. I left blank. I left kind of as just like a chunk. It's like, do I want to, because the light source is over here, I'll probably, you know, darken that one side like that. Hey Jay, how are you? I'm hanging in there. We're probably going to pencil this last KRILL Force member, and I'm going to sign off because I'm working through another migraine. This thing's been plaguing me the last week. But I'd already announced it and scheduled it and all this stuff, and I wanted to say hello to everyone before Thanksgiving. So many KRILL. Like here's the thumbnail. I don't know if you saw this one. It's all the little KRILL that I'm drawing. Little things on the helmets like "Born to KRILL." Shady asks where I'm reading the chats from. I use a product called Restream, and it aggregates all the comments from Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch all in one place for me. So like my buddy Jay is over on Facebook, Michael's on YouTube, Brian's on Facebook, I think Desiree's on Facebook. I try to make it so that, you know, wherever anybody wants to watch, that they prefer to watch, they can watch. Restream is having a 50% off Black Friday sale for anybody that's looking to try it out. They do not pay me. It's what I use, and it works pretty well. Martha asks, hi, how are y'all? We're doing okay. How are you? Got a fair number of people hanging out tonight. Thanks for popping in, everybody. As you can see, I'm still working my butt off on Undersea Hero. Pretty much occupies all my time. That is not work related, day job work. Shady asks if I'm an animator. Nope. Illustrator, graphic designer. Today I painted a picture of a boat for the Steamship Authority on top of some other stuff, but that was what I spent a good chunk of the day finishing off. And I make funny books. I've worked on The Tick for many years. I did all kinds of stuff. Jay says too many krill. It's KRILL FORCE. It's not KRILL few. There's lots of them. I don't even know if I told Jay the next page. I think I've kept that under wraps pretty tight. Jay says thrilled by the krill. Michael says to Jay, I hope he makes more of his horror comics. I really enjoyed the 2 issues he has. I believe Jay's done with another issue, or he's close. I did that pinup for it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, migraines are not fun. Just been dogging me lately. Had one like all day Saturday. It's probably the same one, just lasting several days. We'll make it. Well, we will make it. We're at 8:56. We will make it to 9 o'clock, and then we will call it a day. And I will go probably put on my sunglasses and sit quietly. Michael Jay says he's almost done and he has a few issues. Just to hit him up on Facebook or Blue Sky. Martha says they are working on My Big Fat Project. I don't know what that is, but good luck. Jay is asking me to read his comment, and it says that he is horny for KRILL. And he said, say it. God damn it. There you go, Jay. Happy Thanksgiving. Martha says, I put more into that thumbnail than most people put into a whole book. Yeah, I actually did the whole book like this first, very loose. And on some pages I definitely got carried away, but it's such a pivotal moment in the story that I wanted to try to get it figured out. No, you cannot, Jay. I will not be giving a birthday shout out to that person who doesn't exist. Hey, Douglas. So many shrimp to draw in so little time. This is about the point in the drawing where I will lean on some of like the goofy sketchbook facial expressions that I've done over the years. Like, I don't know if anybody else has done this, where they'll just, sit in front of a mirror and make goofy faces and then draw simplified versions of that. It's one of the things that old animators and cartoonists used to do, is they'd have a mirror beside their table, and that was how they would practice their uh, facial expressions. Hey, good night, Jay. I will catch you later, man. It's Jay Kennedy hitting the dusty trail, as he would say. We have Made it to 9 o'clock, and with my migraine, I'm going to be signing off here shortly. But you have seen the beginnings of KRILL Force being drawn. And we will cover this whole sheet of paper like this thumbnail here. And it'll just be visual chaos with our correlator figure here, which will be right here. And it's just a silhouette. So it's just a giant wall of shrimp acting insane and attacking. So thanks, Desiree. I'm gonna wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving that celebrates, and probably mostly a little the foreground ones I'll do in brush, but then the background ones I'll do with the little Faber-Castell pens. But yeah, like this one will be in like brush pen. Like I picked out certain ones actually compositionally that were foreground ones. Then there's like midground, and then there's background, and just little teeny tiny silhouettes. So, but that was the plan. I hope everybody has a good night, good weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye, everybody.